What's up, Reds? Welcome to the Sunday Summary Talk Show on Nothing But Reds. Today, I'm joined by Stephen Phillips, as you all know, as well as Ricky from the 1892 Reds podcast. Just want to thank you for coming on. Ricky, how are you this morning?
Yeah, thanks for having me on. I'm very well. Hope you are well as well.
Yeah, we're hanging in there. Just trying to wake up, on my second cup of coffee already.
I've been up forever. I don't sleep. I've been up for 3 days thinking about this Leeds game.
Oh, yeah.
I've been up for 3 days trying to figure out when it is. I thought it was on Sunday.
Lost count of the days.
Dude, the schedule's weird. They got games like every day this week, it seems like.
Yeah. I think there was one Friday night as well, wasn't there? So it's like all weekend there's been games.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I forget that, Ricky, where are you located? I forgot to even ask, dude.
Like Essex in England somewhere.
UK.
Like,
okay.
Yeah, UK, yeah.
All right, that's good enough. I forget that for you guys the games are at night, so you can make a thing of it.
Yeah.
The food, you can grill, you can have people over, you drink. We watch these games, at least the midweek games, at 3 p.m.
Oh.
So I take a break from work, watch the game, and then go back to work.
Yeah, that's got to be the worst thing. You're at work and the games are on as well.
Yeah. Well,
It sucks. Some of the ones during the week, I don't even get a chance to watch. I'll have to tape it. You know what I mean?
The flexibility. I'm lucky, so I can watch them all. But yeah, Kyle, with a position like yours,
so the Champions League games, you were at work while they were going on.
So Champions League games, I kind of finesse it a little bit. Yeah. I have a doctor's appointment, but no, sometimes usually I'll just pull it up on my phone because I'm usually done by 3:30. So I'm able to watch most of the game, and I just pull it up on my phone when I'm driving home because the commute's 45 minutes also, so it's tough there.
But I work remotely, so I just block off my calendar whenever there's a game. I watch every single game.
Yeah.
No problem at all.
At least it's not 3 a.m. like Arnica Cash, man. That's tough.
Yeah.
Man.
I love that. I love that.
It's dedication, though.
Dude. Yeah, 100%.
It's just
when
100%.
I went Miami one time, and we were playing Man United, and the game was at 9 o'clock in the morning. And it's
well, we have games at 7. The 12 o'clock games over there are at 7 a.m. here.
And I had to wake up for that.
It's tough.
It's tough.
But the bar's open for it. There's an official Liverpool supporters club, 10 miles from me. People lined up at 6 o'clock, ready to start drinking their Carlsbergs and Guinness.
Yeah.
Over here in the U.S., 6 o'clock in the morning for these games. It's crazy.
It's dedication, but it's game day. You know what I'm saying? I kind of like the early kickoffs, to be honest. But I'll tell you, doing a watch long is tough at 7:30 because I'm not trying to talk through it. I'm barely up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, 7 a.m.s are nice.
They're tough. Let's say what's up to some people in the chat. Samira, Liz, what's going on? Downturn, what is up? See what is up with everyone else. Jurgen Klopp, what's good? Shayna, what's happening? Look, guys, let me know what your thoughts are about Mane not starting. This is just my opinion. Okay, I made my lineup yesterday. I put Jota in for Mane. Steve, who did you end up going with?
In the starting lineup?
Yeah, who'd you put up there?
I agreed with your entire lineup, except I probably would do Thiago for Wijnaldum. I think Wijnaldum does need a rest. Or maybe he doesn't need a rest, but it's okay to rotate there and just bring Thiago in. So I would say Milner, Fabinho, Thiago in the midfield, and then Jota for Mane. And then standard back four. That's me.
All right. And I want you to hear Ricky's lineup. Ricky, did it change overnight?
Gini Wijnaldum still stays far away from it as possible. So it's going to be Alisson in goal, Trent, Phillips, Kabak, Robertson, Fabinho, Milner, Ox, Jota, Firmino, Salah.
Yeah.
Who?
He put Ox in the midfield.
Yeah, you got to be up front with Salah and Firmino with him.
Yeah, no, I like that front three. Ox, okay.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be my first choice, but we need goals, and he's going to shoot. We know that.
Yeah, and at least he'll run forward with the ball from midfield, not like the Brexit midfield of Wijnaldum, Milner, and Fabinho.
Did you say the Brexit midfielder?
Yeah, the Brexit midfield. That's what that is. The midfield that don't create anything.
Oh man, see, I will level with you there. I don't think Wijnaldum is a creator at all, but I mean, he's just a workhorse. Would you not agree?
In certain games, it's good to have a workhorse, but when you're playing teams that you can score against and he don't pass the ball forward, I think it's criminal that all he does is pass sideways and backwards. I don't think he's good enough for that midfield next season. So
Okay,
hopefully
so
he does leave in the summer.
So what's your take on Henderson then, in the
I
same
love him.
aspect?
At least
Okay,
he passes forward and tries to create something.
That is true.
he does do that. Okay, 'cause a lot of
Here's
people
what I'll
would
say.
say.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
And
No,
you
no,
can
no.
see
You're
why
good.
we're
Steve, go ahead.
struggling. You can see why we're struggling without Henderson in that midfield.
Here's what I'll say. Wijnaldum is perfect at his role. Hold the ball. Don't lose the ball. Yes, he doesn't create as much going forward, but that's what he's told to do. You can see when he plays for country, it's a totally different ball game.
Yeah.
No pun intended. But if we had an attacking midfielder to supplement him and Fabinho or him and Henderson, it would be better. Like if we had Coutinho, like I don't think we'd be complaining as much about Wijnaldum and whoever else decides to pass backwards all the time. I don't necessarily blame Wijnaldum. I feel like he just does his job. Klopp says, do this, and he does it. But it is frustrating. You're right. When you don't see, when we could score more goals. And there's, like I said this yesterday, there's 0 goals coming from our midfield. Like legitimately 0. Somebody's got to do something. We have 0 goals from midfield.
And that's why we're struggling for top 4. No one in midfield can score.
Yeah, look at Gundogan.
Seriously, that's a good point.
He's got like 13 goals.
And De Bruyne.
De Bruyne, Bruno plays a central attacking mid role. It's mind blowing to me that we have no one that can put goals in. Like even Thiago, like he's a world class player. Like you can argue it if you want, but 0 goals.
And then you look at
0 assists.
The other teams above us, Leicester City, for example, right? You got Yori Tielemans, James Maddison, and then you look at Man United, Bruno Fernandes, right? Paul Pogba.
Our right back is more likely to score than a central attacking midfielder.
Well, we don't play a central attacking midfield. You know what I'm saying?
I think we will next season.
Well,
would you say
the formation will change next season
to a 4-2-3-1. I want to see it.
He'll play that a lot next season. That's what he was hoping to play this season. But where we've got so many injuries in defence, couldn't afford to change the midfield 3.
So you think Bobby at Cam?
Yeah, but he looks a different player when he played there against Arsenal when we went to 4-2 in the middle. Then it was Bobby, and then the 3. He looked a different player. He looked on it. But like I said, Bobby won't be the same player till we get fans in the stadium. He's an entertainer. Till they come back, you're going to see the same Bobby that don't really contribute much.
That's a good point. Never thought about that.
This is what we were talking about yesterday, Steve, is that Bobby thrives on the fans. And
he is an entertainer. He is.
No, he is. And I'm telling you right now, I even get hyped for it. When they start singing Bobby's song, man, that is the best song I think that the Cop sings. And I don't know about y'all in the chat. Let me know. But even a perfect example is Tottenham. He scores the game winner against Tottenham, and we had fans in the stands. He hasn't done anything else since then. I mean, he has what does he have? 6 or 7 goals, something like that. Like he's not.
He's a striker.
What's that?
6 or 7 goals as a striker. That's again why we're struggling for top 4 because we're not scoring enough goals.
Exactly. Let's go over to the chat. I want to say good morning to some people. Everyone say good morning to my mother. She's in the chat. What's going on, Mom? Got some new names in here. Brendan Kelch, what's going on? Samira saying bye Mbappe. Vic Mackey, what's going on? What's Vic saying? What is going on with Curtis Jones? Yeah, well, he's injured, right? He's injured. We were all asking this yesterday. What's going on with Curtis Jones? Because he was starting every game, what seems for like 2 months. And then all of a sudden he was just dropped off. From what I've been told, it's a muscular injury. So, but I don't know about you guys. If Curtis Jones is available, I'm immediately putting Curtis Jones in the starting 11. No?
Not at the minute. I think where these points are too important to not get. Curtis Jones is still a young boy. I just think it's a bit too, like I said yesterday, he's from Liverpool. So it only takes 1 or 2 mistakes or 1 or 2 drop points and he will come under fire heavily from the fans. So I think they need to put a bit more experience in there.
Okay. Steve, what do you think?
I wouldn't mind seeing him play, but like we haven't seen him. I just don't know if this is the right game. Like,
Yeah, he might be a little rusty.
even if this was Arsenal, I might say go ahead. But I just feel like Leeds is just intense, and he hasn't played in a month.
Yeah,
At
well, yeah,
least,
and I get that.
or
You can't
whatever.
just
So
throw him
like,
in.
I don't even think it's like a form or a fitness thing for me. It's just like this game's about to be intense. Like, I want Milner in there. I want Fabinho in there. The third, whoever. I just don't think it should be Jones.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So let's look at obviously the back line's pretty stapled in. Can we all agree? I don't think anyone has any discrepancies with our standard back four and then Allison in goal, right?
Yeah.
Midfield, that's where some debate lies. Now the front. Let us know what you guys think in the chat. Who starts? Okay. Oh yeah, I just want to say Ale, obviously up there, right? I just love Bobby's song. Okay. So I didn't go with Mane. And the only reason I didn't go with Mane, and Steve, you're vocal on this, and you might have to reiterate why you don't think Mane is the worst, or you do think Mane is the worst player on the field at the moment. You got Jota. He had to have cooled off at some point, right? And it seems like he's cooled off a little bit, even coming back from international break where he absolutely did incredible things for Portugal. I still think he should start this game because I think he makes us the strongest side with him, Firmino, and then Salah. But Ricky brought up the point. Do you change to a 4-2-3-1 for this game specifically so you can start all four of them at the same time? Because we're not in any other competitions. In other words, you're going balls to the wall, for the rest of the season.
And then just go Fabinho, Milner in midfield just to lock it down.
Yeah.
That would be nice.
That would be nice. Or if Fabinho, Thiago.
Yeah. Look, I don't even know if Jota's like cooled down that much. Like, didn't he score against Arsenal?
It's a great question. Oh no, he did. He did.
Yep. And then did he score against Aston Villa?
Yeah, he got disallowed though, didn't it?
Yeah. No, wait, no, that was Firmino's goal, wasn't it?
Oh, so yeah, Bobby's
Yeah.
goal.
Yeah, Jota. I mean, he's not going to score every game. I get what you're saying, but I think he's still like. I think he has to play.
But he has to play as the 9. He can't play on the wing. He's not a winger. He's a striker. That's why when he come on against Real Madrid and played left wing, he didn't look that effective.
That's a good point. He did. I mean, he created it. He created the chance, but you're right. He's much more effective going through the middle.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good point. So, I mean, they rotate throughout the game, though, right? Like the front three, they switch. You'll see Mane and Salah switch wings. You'll see Firmino drop in deep, and then the winger fill in the middle. So, I mean, that's always an option. But Firmino's not a winger either. So it's like, do you start Mane, Jota, Salah, and sit Firmino? I mean, it's just one of those weird questions.
For me, Mane should be dropped for the next few games.
So who plays on the left for you?
It's tough.
I know two names that pop into mind that could do it.
Curtis Jones could do it, but he's injured.
And Origi's the only other one that plays up there.
He's injured as well.
Oh, he is?
Yeah, he's injured as well.
I'm not seeing any of these injuries. Like I see Hendo's injured. Curtis Jones has the muscular injury, but I didn't. When I was looking up the injuries, I didn't see Divock or anything.
It's because no one thinks they're important.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah, that's probably why. I think for those reasons, you're more likely to see Jota on the left.
Or do you play Shaqiri?
So here's the other thing I said yesterday.
I hate Shaqiri.
Hear me out, Ricky. What?
I can't stand Shaqiri.
Oh, okay. Well, then we're going to agree to disagree. But this is what I said. Bobby, Mane, and Salah up top are less likely to score than Jota, Salah, Shaqiri.
But do you not think Shaqiri just comes on and just starts lumping the ball in the box to people that are 4 foot, 5 foot, can't jump?
Yeah, but I think he also brings something different. Like something different in terms of like not being a total scrub like Mane or like Bobby we've seen this year. they've been abysmal. And that's
Yeah.
something we have to face. Like, Bobby's my favorite player of all time. But there's times where I'm like, he's got to come off, and we got to bring Shaqiri on.
One of them
Like,
is going in the summer.
Okay. I mean, I think only time will tell with that, but Mane's worth a lot more. So,
I think it'd be Salah,
oh, wow.
purely because of his money, the money we can get for him. Because Liverpool ain't blessed with a lot of money to spend on players. The owners we've got are not in it for football reasons. So I do think if an offer comes in for Salah, they will let him go for the
And
right
then
price.
do what?
Well, they'll go hopefully try and sign someone like a Sancho to replace him. Haaland.
Yeah, see, that's not going to happen.
And do you know what frustrates me the most about Liverpool fans? This talk about Mbappe. We can't afford Mbappe. He probably costs more than what the club does.
So let me ask you this then: if you're saying Sancho or Haaland, well, Haaland's going to cost just as much as Mbappe, I feel like.
No, because I think Haaland will stay at Dortmund this summer. He's got a 75 million buyout clause next summer. All these big teams have got to do is just speak to him this summer. Say, this is what we're going to offer you next year. Give us your word that you'll come and we'll buy you next summer. Have another season at Dortmund. Because no team's paying the 150 million Dortmund want this summer, as well as on top of his apparently 600 grand a week wages. It's not happening.
600 grand.
Apparently, that's rumoured what he's been asking clubs.
Listen,
because
Haaland will be lucky to get 300. Lucky.
Yeah.
He's gonna have to go down and accept a lower offer.
Well, here's the other thing. This is for you, Ricky. So we sell Salah if we get an offer. What would you say? Like maybe 100 mil?
I think we could get 120 to 130 for him, depending who it is.
And then Sancho's going to cost 100 mil.
Dortmund ain't making Champions League. Dortmund will need to sell players to get money in the club because they announced that they've lost a lot of money due to COVID reasons. And if they don't hit Champions League football, they're going to have to start selling players at a lower value than what they wanted last summer for them. It's the same as us. If we don't hit top four, I know we've got this Redbird investment. That's just covering the COVID losses and expanding the stadium. It ain't going to go.
So what do you think we would get Sancho for? How much?
I think you can get Sancho between 60 and 80 million, depending how many teams are interested and what Sancho decides he wants to do.
Yeah, well, I think you're looking at the higher end of that, 80. Okay. So then you have Sancho for Salah, but then what with the extra 40 million? Like, what would you like to see?
I'd like to see us go sign a centre midfielder to replace Wijnaldum. I've got three names that I want Liverpool to go after. Either Gravenberch off Ajax, Camavinga off the French team, he's refused a new contract and he's out of contract next summer. So you ain't got to pay a lot for him this summer if you are interested in him. And the guy from Lyon, is it Uyer? Go get him.
Yeah, I know you're talking about OR.
Okay.
Yeah.
So of those three,
I
would go with Houssem Aouar. If I'm just based on those three. I feel like Camavinga's at that age. He's only what, like 18 years old, 17, 18 years old. He's tall and skinny. Can he adapt to the physicality of the Premier League? I don't know. It's a question that needs to be asked. And who was the other guy you said?
Gravenberch off Ajax.
Gravenberch, another 18-year-old, 19-year-old, very young.
But that's what our owners are like, though. Our owners want young. They want to buy someone that they can sell on later for more money.
Yeah, true.
That's how we operate as a club, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm. Now, one thing I do want to bring up, excellent points from both of you.
I don't want to see Salah go.
I don't want to see him go.
Me. He's a club legend.
He's 30 years old. He's coming up 30 years old.
But he's the best. He's the best goal scorer in the Premier League, and he has been for 4 years.
Yeah.
Within
reason. In this season, would be nowhere near top four.
Yeah, I think for that reason, like, he deserves to stay. Like, I don't think he's replaceable. Maybe Mbappe, maybe Haaland are the only two names that I'd rather have than Mo Salah right now. Like for like, right? Who else?
It's the fact that the Liverpool have done it all wrong. So this front three should have been started to be look at dismantling over the course of the last 3 years, looking at potential replacements. So we got to the Champions League final, we lost. We brought in no one after that summer. Well, Fabinho and obviously Alisson were the only two, but that's because of the Coutinho money. We got to the Champions League final the year after we won it. Again, we didn't look at no potential replacements for that front three. They should have brought in someone to ready on further down the line of one of them leaving. We kept the same front three for the last 3.5 seasons. You can't do that. Look at the great teams of Man United. They always, when they got someone who was better than what they had, there are players out there that are better than Salah, Mane, and Firmino, especially Firmino. There's a lot of better players out there. Firmino always got this. He does a lot more for the team than just scoring goals. But that's dried up over the last year and a bit. You don't see the same Firmino. He should have been the first one to be sold on and replaced, but you're not going to get the money for Firmino now, what you would have got in the title season team or the Champions League winning team.
So I want to say these are all valid points. I don't necessarily disagree with any of them. Two things I want to bring up. First off, the Redbird capital investment, like you said, it does cover the COVID losses. About 120 million is what's estimated in the COVID losses. You got the Anfield Road stand, which is around 200 million. That's what it's estimated as. And then, of course, I'm pretty sure we've already paid off the debt for the Kirby training ground, or at least that wasn't included in the investment. So we still, if you add that up, still leaves about 200 million plus for investment in the summer. So there's that. So I feel like we're going to definitely have investment money for the summer, even with the COVID losses. Second thing, if you asked me last season of the front three, who would I rather sell? The answer was Salah, because Mane was just a different kind of player. And plus, like you guys said, Salah, you're going to get more money for Salah. That's just how it is. But if you ask me now, like Steven said, guys, we're not even close to top four without Salah. So how are you going to sell on Salah and bring in someone who's not guaranteed to succeed and get 20 goals a season? There's no guarantee that someone's going to come in and get 20 goals a season. Salah has proven it every season. And it's like, I feel like we're doing Salah a disservice if we sell him, even if we get 100+ million for him.
I mean, dude, here's the thing. Sancho could come in and like not adapt to the Premier League.
Right. That's
players come from other leagues to the Premier League and just fold. Havertz, Werner, Ziyech. I'm looking at these guys like, what is wrong with you? How are you so bad?
It's a little early for those.
Thiago Alcantara has come to the league and disappointed. We know what he's capable of, but let's face it, he's not what we thought he was going to be. He's supposed to be a world-class midfielder.
Do you know what it is with Salah? With Liverpool, they don't like they seem to like a team that do team things. Salah seems to do interviews on his own when he's on international duty, when he's on holidays or whatnot, talking about he don't know where his future lies. Liverpool don't like that sort of thing. And with Salah's agent as well on social media, every time Salah gets substituted, his agent puts something on Twitter.
Well, I do know that. That's just politics, though.
Yeah, but Liverpool don't like that as a club. Liverpool are not run on the egos. That's why we've done so well over the last 3 seasons. The players haven't all about themselves. Like, we know Salah. Like, there's been this talk about Salah and Mane don't get on. It's a load of rubbish because they don't pass to each other. But you see them pass to each other in a game, and then I just think Salah, he's at that age now where the owners will see money and decide to take it.
I mean, it's valid. It's valid. I mean,
I just don't want to see it happen. I think what you're saying could happen, but I don't want to see it happen unless it's Mbappe and maybe Haaland. Because to me, those are the only 2 players that are in that category right now, aside from the old guys, the Lewandowskis, the Messis, the Ronaldos, the guys that, of course, are unreal, but like they're wrapping up their careers.
Right. So let me say this about that. Actually, I lost my train of thought here. Completely lost my train of thought.
There's a comment there about Salah's contract. He's only got 2 years left.
Oh yeah, he only has 2 years left. Salah's contract might be an issue as well. I mean, I feel like that if we don't sell him this summer, then yeah, it's going to obviously affect his value. But I even think with 2 years left, you're still going to get 100+ million for him. I mean, that's just my opinion. But Salah, what do you think? You think you can still get that amount for him?
Yeah, I think you can still get 100. I don't know about it much more. But
There's only
the thing is, what are you going to do with that 100? That's the only thing that matters. You can sell Salah, but then what? You need to replace 20 goals from the wing.
Oh, this is
How
what
are
I
you
was
going
going
to
to
do
say.
that?
This is what I was going to say. If we brought in a Haaland or an Mbappe, and you've said this before, Steve, it completely ruins the wage structure of the club. Completely ruins it.
Yep.
The person getting the most right now, I believe, it's either Salah or Van Dijk with 200 or 220, something like that.
Something like that.
And then you got Thiago at like 192, right? He's up there. All right. You bring in Mbappe or Haaland. Okay. These players are not going to settle for less than 250, 300. That's like that's if you get a great negotiation and you get them all the way down there. They're going to want reportedly 400, 500, 600,000 a week or a million, no, 1,000 a week. It's that just completely ruins everything. You're going to have to give, obviously we're in our priorities this summer are Fabinho and Van Dijk, which I think we should 100% give them both raises. They've been fantastic. It's just one of those things to think about.
But if you're Van Dijk and all the other players in the change room, and you say Mbappe does come in, he's on 500 grand a week, and you're only on 200 grand a week. If you're winning Premier League title after Premier League title, getting to Champions League finals, you shouldn't really care because you're getting all these trophies.
Oh, I agree.
A prime example is Harry Kane. Harry Kane can be on 200 grand a week at Tottenham. He's going to break Tottenham's all-time goal scoring record. But what's he going to say at the end of his career if he stays at Tottenham? Oh, I broke the record. But where's your trophies? So for me, I wouldn't care if someone was on 500 grand a week and I was on 200 grand a week. As long as he's getting me a Premier League title at the end of the season, I don't care.
Yeah, well, I agree, and I think you're right. I also don't think Liverpool would ever pay Mbappe 500 million, of course, number one. And number two, like, with Harry Kane, he's leaving. Like, he's going to leave because he's got to be tired of this at this point.
Harry Kane to Liverpool?
Would I take Harry Kane at Liverpool?
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh, would I take him? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no, I would.
Sure.
I would. I've never really liked Harry Kane, but if he became a Red, then yeah, I'd like him.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
I mean, that's the reality.
I feel like he's more of a Man United player. I feel like if he's going to go to, I just feel like that. I don't know.
I think he's more humble than Man United.
Man City, he's going to end up at.
God,
I think he's more humble than Man City. I think part of the reason why these guys are at Liverpool is because they understand the club. There's not going to be that guy that makes 500K.
No.
There's not going to be that just like insane superstar that gets all the attention. Like, it's a team. Like, we have the best center back in the world. We have the best central defensive midfielder in the world. Couple of the best goal scorers in the world. Great midfielders.
Best goalkeeper in the world.
Maybe best goalkeeper. Right. So, like, no one's going to come in and expect to splash and make 500K a week. It's just not going to happen. If Mbappe and Haaland want to come here, they need to come down to the level of the club because no one's bigger than the club. And if we were to give anybody even 350K per week, we're showing that they're bigger than everybody else.
Yes.
If Virgil van Dijk can make 200 or less, you don't deserve to make more than maybe 250 if you're 6 years younger and one of the hottest talents in Europe.
I'm hoping Nike, if we do go for Mbappe this summer, I'm hoping Nike get involved. If Nike get involved and we pay him wages, but then he gets paid sort of bonuses by Nike.
Yep.
That might help the club out with his 500 grand a week, boost it up to that in terms of thing, but we'll have to see.
Yeah, in terms of endorsements. You also got
He's going to sell a lot of
jerseys.
LeBron James needs to get involved.
You got LeBron James doing some recruiting too, apparently, according to some reports as well. Let's go over to the chat, see what people are thinking. Samira bringing up the fact that Haaland wants 600K to 1 mil a week, which is that's a joke.
I could literally buy 3 incredible strikers for that price.
Seriously.
I'd rather have 3 than 1.
Yeah.
600K a week. Let's just say it's even the low end. Think about the guys you can get for 200K a week. The strikers around Europe. Like, off the top of my head, I don't really know any names, but, like, I don't know. You tell me.
I mean, you got all the guys you
Aguero,
linked with.
somebody veteran, somebody really young, somebody maybe in between. 200, 200, 200. Great players. I don't know who.
Yeah. But the thing is about Liverpool, you bring in these players like we brought in Allison, who was debatably up at the top of the goalkeepers in the entire world, and we signed him for $90K a week. It's like that's incredible. You know what I mean? $90K a week. And then you look at players like I know Ricky, you brought up yesterday, Milner's on higher wages. In terms of Liverpool, he is. I think he's up around 130, 140, same as Henderson.
But that's
right?
only because he was a free transfer. That's why he's on higher wages.
Right. Great point. And so that's another thing. Who can we get on free transfers? You know, I mean, Klopp's not above doing that. But I would have to look at the contract situation. Mohammed here saying, why should we sell Salah? He's the most reliable right now. This is my whole point. Apart from him being no one is turning up, no disrespect to Firmino and Mane. Yeah, no, and we're not giving the disrespect to Firmino and Mane either. But it's just a fact of the matter. They're not turning up. They're not producing. It's just a fact.
Harry Kane's on 200K a week.
Yeah. I mean,
give me Harry Kane. Why not?
Would you Harry Kane for the same amount?
Well, here's what you're saying. You're mentioning 600K to $1 million per week. I'd rather take Harry Kane and 2 other players worth 200K or 4 other players worth 100K than Haaland. Give me a break, man. Give me a break.
Yeah. Here's the other side of it that could finance some of these moves. If you sell Ox and Nabi, right? That could free up some cap space. That could free up some wages, right? If you're not getting game time or running consecutive matches, 3 or 4, it's very hard for any players to hit top form, and especially for these guys.
There's rumors on Naby Keita, so apparently Liverpool have been in conversations with Dortmund over the last week and a half regarding Naby Keita. So, from what I understand, Liverpool were interested in Sancho last season, but Dortmund asked for Naby Keita and some money, and Liverpool turned it down. Would we be interested in doing a sort of player exchange deal this summer?
I've also seen the Leicester links.
Yeah, he's not built for the Premier League, Naby Keita. We can see he's a good player.
Yeah,
but he's made of glass.
Oh God, that might be an overstatement.
We can't even get started on that. We have spent so much time roasting him
and Joel Matip together.
Oh, yeah. Look, dude.
And the thing that pisses me off most about that is how good Joel Matip is when the man is healthy. He's just remarkable, and I think that's what pisses me off.
I do think Klopp's got some stuff to take on blame though with Matip this season. I think we have played Matip not fully fit purely because we've had no one else to play there.
That's true.
Exactly.
Yeah. Let's see what else we got in here. This is what we were talking about yesterday, going back to Mane. I think Mane's dealing with chronic illness and won't be the same again. What?
He had COVID, didn't he?
Yes, right. So he did. So I guess we don't have a lot of information on it, but apparently there's lasting effects. All right. And if you're an athlete, I don't know how it affects him, but I feel like it's confidence. I feel like it has nothing to do with his actual physical state.
Did you see the chance he had against Villa right at the end when it looked like he should have scored or should have passed?
Did you think that was going in? Because I knew it was either going wide or right at the keeper.
I mean, I've seen people hit harder shots over the park than what that was.
Yeah, literally the kids, children.
Yeah. It was so soft.
Your mom here, Kyle, saying I love Mane.
So do I.
Well, when was the last time you watched him, Beth? Maybe 2019. Boy, he is abysmal these days.
Oh God, he's been really bad the last few games, man. It's just I don't know what it is.
Most of the season.
Yeah, I mean, but he has games where you're like, okay, he's good. But then I feel like for me, it's really stood out the last 3 games he's played, and he's just nothing is good. I had a glimmer of hope, dude. I had some hope when he had that little layoff to Salah against Madrid. I was like, okay, is Mane back? And then no, he's not. He just plays like trash the rest of the game.
He falls over more than he creates chances these days. He's on the floor every 2 seconds.
Don't even get me started. He's on the floor.
Yeah.
40% of the game. I said it the other day. Wrestlers and MMA fighters don't spend as much time on the ground. Toddlers don't spend as much time on the ground as Sadio Mane.
Oh my gosh.
Driving me nuts watching him play this sport for this club. Driving me nuts.
I'm
Naby
way too
Keita
much
too. Number 8. Oh God, I'm getting pissed now.
I know, I can tell.
Naby
clearly.
Keita's wearing the number 8, guys.
I see a picture the other day. It had Naby Keita with a speech bubble saying, "How am I doing, boss?" And it had Gerrard in the sky. And Gerrard just turned around and said, "Shit." That's all it was. So we've gave him the number 8 shirt that Gerrard left behind. So everyone thought Naby Keita is going to be a top player. We've given him the number 8. We've done our homework on him. And wow, what a disappointment. We spent 52 million on him.
God, he had so much hype coming in. By the way, guys, subscribe if you haven't already and hit the notification bell. I'm still optimistic with Keita, but every day I get a little less optimistic. Every day I'm just like, it's not for him. The Premier League's not for him. We're gonna end up selling him.
Oh, he goes in the summer. He's gone.
Yeah, I really, the closer he gets, I feel like he's going in the summer. But the prices I'm seeing for him, 30 million, I feel like Michael Edwards can totally get more.
I don't.
You think 30 million is the cap for him?
I think
we've got to
30
take a
million
loss.
is good.
We do.
30 million is lucky.
Loss,
he's worth 10. He's terrible.
That's horrible.
Look, we can't just go. We spent 52 million on him, and don't forget that was 3 years ago. Well, actually, it would have been in 2017. We agreed to it, and then he came in 2018, 18, 19, 19, 20, 2021. This is his 3rd year, correct?
Yep. I think so, yeah.
All right, so 4 years ago, we signed him. Agreed to this price 4 years ago. Since then, he's done almost nothing. What makes you think he's still worth 30?
Do you know who he reminds me of? Daniel Sturridge. So Daniel Sturridge was a top player. But if something didn't feel right in Daniel Sturridge's body, he didn't have that top mentality to carry on and play through it. And then he was off.
Like he at least had like some very, very good seasons in the Premier League.
100%.
Yeah.
Some of these players, they feel a little injury and they don't want to play through that pain barrier, and then they just come off. That's Naby Keita. He feels a little bit of a pulled muscle, and that's it. He wants to come off.
But we don't know if that's the issue with Keita or it's actual injuries. Like, we know Klopp came out about Sturridge and vocally said to the press, he was like, Sturridge needs to learn to play through pain and what's an injury. Like, he said that. We haven't heard that about Keita. We've heard that he's just flat out injured all the time.
It's because we paid 52 million. They don't want to come out and call him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is, like I just said, it was 4 years ago we agreed to that price. He was worth that 4 years ago. Since then, 4 years have passed. His last year at Leipzig wasn't particularly great. If I can remember correctly, he was in trouble with a bunch of cards. He was getting reds. Dude, he was battling injuries.
Getting in fights with his teammates.
Dude, right. And then he comes to Liverpool and he's done, big picture, looking at this from the bird's eye view, nothing. I think 30 million is too much. I think we have to get rid of him even for 20. He's done nothing in 4 years. Such a long time, Kyle.
All of a sudden, it's 4 years? This is 3rd season.
2017, we agreed 52 million for him. He played for an entire year at Leipzig and then 3 years for us.
Okay.
And those 4 years have been trash. Even for country. Like, he's barely played the sport for 4 years. Injuries, cards, illnesses, malaria, COVID.
Oh, God.
Ooh.
It's just one of those things, man. It's such a letdown. Such a letdown. And what makes it even worse, like you guys were saying, the number 8, man. We're in the number 8. I had so much love for this guy coming in. I was like, this guy is going to be special.
What do you think about Adama? Senya Arseny in the chat wants to know what we think about Adama.
No thanks.
I think he's a legend, but
he's the fastest guy on the field.
Super sub. I'd take him as a super sub. What's he worth? 20?
When you're a winger and you've only got 1 assist in the last, I think, 2 seasons, it's worse than what Mane's season's been.
It's pretty bad. You're right, and he actually went in a full calendar year without a goal.
Yeah. All that he's known for these days is putting baby oil on his arms.
I told Arsene this not too long ago that he does put the baby oil on his arms. If you use Adama in FIFA, have a blast. Fun.
That's true. That's true. Let's go here. Let's go the comeback from my mother here. I really believe that trying to perform any job, especially professional athletes, during this pandemic has taken a toll on everyone. It's stressful. It's affecting these guys physically. See, you guys can get where my optimism comes from now, right? Like that's what I'm thinking about all of this. But it doesn't change the fact that they are getting paid to do a job for a team that's competing for trophies. And if you're not producing, there's an argument to get out. There's an argument to get out. Downturn talking about Traore, 1 injury away from a very mediocre career. I agree with this. This is probably what I would leave the Traore thing with. Adama looks better than he is. He does. Oh, Steve. See ya. All right. I don't know what happened there. But yeah, going back to the Sturridge thing, Sturridge was better than Naby at LFC. He was. And I mean, he had the season with Suarez. You know what I mean? Like, it's just Naby hasn't had that. So I think that's the big difference. But I think you were relating it to the injury thing, right? Yeah. Hey, Steve, glad you could join us.
Sorry about that. Adama, he was great last year. Was it last season?
No assists or goals.
Last season.
Yeah, I don't even think he scored or assisted last season.
Really?
Yeah.
The season he tore up Manchester City.
Let's have a look. I'm sure because I've seen so many
seasons.
He scored 2 goals against Man City in a game I watched.
Is that last season?
Last season. I think it was, man.
That was 3. Well, is this Wolves' 2nd or 3rd season in the league?
3rd.
Okay, so it might have been the 1st season, dude.
He had 4 goals, 9 assists last year. Yeah, he was unreal last year.
Okay.
That's when people were saying he's worth 60, 70 million.
Oh, yeah.
I do remember that, yeah. He was getting caps for Spain.
Dude, he was hitting lasers last year. He was unreal.
Oh my God.
But this year, you're right. He's been poop. 1 goal, 2 assists this season.
Oh, it's worse than Mane.
Yeah. No, you're right. It is. But he also doesn't have his guy, Jimenez. So
yeah, that's true.
Who's he passing to, you know?
Look, I mean, you look at the Wolves team, they got a lot of like talent, right? But I feel like taking Jota off them was just a finesse. Like, this goes back to what you guys were talking about. We haven't prepped for like replacing the front 3. I feel like bringing in Jota is part of that preparation. So was Minamino, even though if Minamino hasn't worked out.
Awful. What an awful football player he is. Lucky we only paid 7 million for him.
I think that's the only reason we got him, because he played phenomenal against us. The players on the team were like, Klopp, you got to go get this guy.
But most
7 million?
Most players.
Here's what you guys have to remember. Yes, we haven't, in the traditional sense of the word, prepared by like bringing in players to take over when the front 3 are done. Like you'd think. We re-signed Divock Origi after the Champions League winning season. Correct?
Should have sold him then.
Sure, but at the time, I was happy they re-signed him. I thought he was getting better.
Yeah.
They brought in Shaqiri for cover, which I was happy about, and I still do like Shaqiri. You can say what you want about him. Minamino, probably isn't going to work out, but that's something that they did. They had faith in Harry Wilson. Didn't pan out. I don't think they needed to go get anybody, because these guys were 24, 25, 26, whatever. And at the time, there was like no one on the planet that we'd rather have than those 3 coming up.
Fair.
We spent our money on defense. So Coutinho, we spent our money on defense. And
which we needed.
Fabinho in the midfield. Right. Keita in the midfield. Van Dijk, Allison. Like, I don't know. What would you have liked to see them do? Like, because now that we've brought in Jota, like, I just don't know what we would have done differently.
Like this summer, we need to get rid of Wilson, Origi, Grujic, Shaqiri, Keita, Matip. That's 6 players you can all go sell. But the thing is with Liverpool, we undervalue other teams' players. We try to get them cheap, but we overprice our crap. Like Harry Wilson.
Business.
But Harry Wilson, you're never getting 25 million for him.
Oh, no chance. No
Right.
chance. I think our best chance to get that was after he had 6 or 8 goals with Bournemouth. I mean, that was our chance.
Even when he played for Derby on loan, when he scored that free kick against Man United in the FA Cup.
Oh yeah.
That season you could have got some money for him, but we just overprice our players. And this summer we can't do it. This is FSG's biggest summer with Liverpool. How they react to this season.
Oh yeah.
I'd agree with that 100%. I just think if we're looking at players that could be sold, we've been trying to get rid of Divock Origi for an entire calendar year, and it just hasn't happened. Like
Take
no one
12 million for him. You can get 12 million for him. Like this 20 million, you're not getting that for him.
They are trying to finesse 20 million for him. I mean,
I think they'll get it.
If we got 23 million for Ryan Brewster, I mean, come on.
But he's English.
Yeah, but he's really young too.
He's really young. What has he? That is. I hope that part of the buyback clause is that if they get relegated, we get them back. Because that is a waste of a season.
He hasn't scored.
He's done nothing. He hasn't even gotten a chance to play. Like he played.
Did you expect anything else? Like, do you think he's ready for the Premier League? Honestly,
no.
With a terrible supporting cast around him, those players over there suck. I mean, let's be honest; those guys suck.
But I don't get what happened because they were top 10 in the Premier League.
Plug him into the number 9 at Liverpool, he'd have a handful of goals. Because there's world-class players around him.
He was never going to be sold. The thing that sold Brewster was after we won the Champions League final, he was pictured in the hairdressers with his Champions League trophy on social media. He started to get a bit too big for his boots after winning that, and I think Klopp sort of taught him a lesson by, okay, we're going to sell you, but they made sure they had a buyback clause in there so that if he did turn into a bit of a superstar, they can get him for 40 million.
Exactly. Okay, exactly. So, and he hasn't. I mean, the guy's going to go down to the championship again. Maybe he does great in the championship. You know what I mean? Maybe that's what he needs. Maybe, like you said, he was getting a little cocky. And that's another thing I want to say. When you look at these players like Haaland, Mbappe, and all these other guys, and then you compare them to the guys we have on our squad, don't you feel like our squad is just full of humble guys, just down-to-earth team players? They're not all about themselves. I feel like, and that's a Klopp thing. Klopp only brings in these players that are really just like team players.
Oh, Klopp says it all the time. He's like, he come out this back end of this season and said, if we're not in the Champions League football and you only want to come for that, we don't want you here.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I think Harvey Elliott is promising.
Yes.
That kid is special.
He's so young. Is he 17?
He's 18. He's kid's special.
They need to keep him grounded, though, not let him get...
Yes, because he just signed the New Balance deal. He's getting a lot of attention on social media. All right. He the second he turned 18, New Balance hopped on him. Okay. So I mean, but this kid is special. I think he has like 6 goals, 11 assists in the championship this year, which is it's pretty incredible for an 18-year-old. And then I mean, he gets the club. I mean, you saw when he celebrated the goal the other day with the 96. The kid gets the club. And I think Klopp likes that. My question is, my concern is I don't want him to turn into another Harry Wilson where, we're like, give this guy a chance. And then we just don't. They just flat out don't.
Woodburn.
Or Ryan Kent or Woodburn. Yeah.
Woodburn.
Woodburn, man. This is what, in the downturn, this big egos like Haaland could upset the dressing room. Yeah. Haaland's just an animal. Like, I haven't seen too much of an ego from Haaland, but I mean, it could definitely develop into that.
I've seen a little bit of an ego from him.
Yeah,
but he scores. Ronaldo's got an ego.
No, and that he kind of reminds me of a Ronaldo.
Ronaldo's the greatest player to ever walk this earth, if you ask me. So he can have whatever ego he wants.
Ooh.
That's a debate for another day.
We don't need to do that. We can do another video for that. I mean, we're coming up on time here.
I think Messi prompts him.
Hey, well, that debate can go on. That's LeBron Jordan debate right there.
Dude, I just think about Ronaldo's success in Europe and like for country, and I just think it's a different level, but doesn't matter. We can do that another time.
I don't like him because he played for Man United, so that's Messi for me.
Hey, well, there you go. There you go. Yeah.
That's another thing. If Messi, I swear to God, if Messi signs for Man City, I feel like he's gonna just stay at Barca. But I mean, if he signs for Man City, like all those rumors were saying, I'm done. I'm just done.
Barcelona got that president back who Messi loves apparently, so hopefully he stays there.
Now, Billy Cometio, let's chat about Billy Cometio for a little bit, right? Because we have Ben Davies in the basement still, right? We have Phillips coming up from the ranks doing fantastic. Honestly, I just feel like there's so much, not hate, but I just feel like there's so much pessimism around Nat Phillips. I feel like Nat Phillips might even deserve a new contract after what he's done this season. What I don't want to see is him just being, once Gomez, Matip, if we end up keeping him, I think they'll sell on Matip, and Van Dijk come back, Phillips just gets dropped to the bench, and he never plays again. I feel like he's good enough to get in the rotation, guys.
I love Phillips, but I think he's going to be fourth choice next season. I think if we get Konate in the summer, I think it's going to be Van Dijk, Konate, Gomez as the first backup.
Right.
And then it will be Phillips as the next backup.
Wow.
So Kabak isn't here? Did you say Kabak?
I don't think we sign Kabak in the summer.
Okay, that's the big debate.
Unless it's cheaper than what... Apparently we were trying to get him for 9 million. They're trying to negotiate a 9 million deal.
Oh my God.
But Konate if Konate comes in, he starts.
Could you imagine?
I disagree. I don't think so. I don't think he starts. Nope. I think Joe Gomez is better than him. I think Joe Gomez is probably the best center back that England has too on his day.
I love Joe Gomez, but for me, he's pace, and that's it. Without Van Dijk next to him, he's not the same player.
That's
what about Konate? What has Konate shown? Like, he's always injured, and he's played in the Bundesliga. Like, how do we know
Konate's a beast? And that injury prone.
He's not even the best center back on his team, though.
Oh, he is.
You think he's better than Upamecano?
Yeah, France rate him more highly than Upamecano. Leipzig apparently rate him more than Upamecano. That's why they haven't really kicked up a fuss about him going Bayern Munich. A lot of big European teams rate him a lot more than Upamecano. Upamecano can't play football. If you see him over the 2 legs against Liverpool, couldn't play. He kept giving the ball to us. I've seen videos of Konate, like I haven't watched him every week, but you've seen videos of Konate driving like Matip, drives the ball out of defence, can take a few players on, and then moves the pass on. Upamecano can't do that.
Kyle, do you think Konate jumps Joe Gomez on the depth chart?
No, not unless he comes and proves himself. Like if he comes in and plays like phenomenally, right? And Gomez, Klopp is not afraid to put who's playing well when he has everyone healthy in front of who's playing poorly. Great example. I mean, honestly, Matip starts over Joe Gomez when Matip's healthy. He always.
I don't think Konate's even going to sniff the pitch. I'm going to be honest with you.
I don't think Joe Gomez recovers from this injury properly. Don't think he fully recovers. I think pretty much Joe Gomez is done.
Oh God, I don't know.
Recover from this injury.
I think we're going to have to agree to disagree. Joe Gomez is going to be a starting center back for Liverpool for the next 6 to 8 years, and England, in my opinion.
Like, this injury is serious. I don't think you're going to see Gomez till October, November.
I mean, it's a normal.
Yeah, whatever.
But he's done the same injury 3 times.
No, he hasn't. He hasn't had a torn patellar tendon 3 times.
No, not the ACL. He's done the ACL with it. He's done his ACL twice for Liverpool already.
Did I miss something? I don't remember Gomez tearing his ACL.
No.
Yeah, he's done it.
I think he may have torn. He may have torn his ACL, but it wasn't twice.
Danny Ings tore it twice. I know that.
I tore it twice.
Yeah, you tore it twice.
Joe Gomez, man. Joe Gomez.
I love Joe Gomez.
Yeah, I don't think Konate is going to touch the pitch. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't even want him.
We're not going to spend 40 million on a centre half and he don't start. It's not happening.
Oh, I agree there.
If they're paying 40 million, he's coming in to play.
No, I just
Jota doesn't even start, and he's been playing unbelievable football. Keita doesn't start. Thiago doesn't start every game. People just get too hung up on the price tag because that's what players cost these days.
Or Konate could be a long-term replacement for Van Dijk. We're just getting him in early now.
That's true too, but
Yes.
I just don't think he steps over Gomez, personally, or Matip. If we don't get rid of Matip, Konate is number 4 in my opinion. Like he'll probably just ride the bench all year.
Who, Matip?
No, Konate.
Oh, Konate.
That's what I think. That's just me, my opinion. Players do not translate well to the Premier League from the Bundesliga. They just don't.
Or in recent history, they haven't.
The ones that I've talked about recently, they just haven't at all.
Yeah. Look, one thing I'll say is when Matip's healthy, he's 100% the number 2. He's over Gomez for me. I've always said that. Matip is just phenomenal. Gomez, like you said, Ricky, next to Van Dijk, there's a big difference when Gomez plays by himself and when Gomez is next to Van Dijk. And that goes for everybody. I would love to see Nat Phillips next to Van Dijk. That would be incredible, just seeing those two play with each other. So hopefully we see that. Let's get into the final lineup predictions going into the game tomorrow. We got Seek Chan here. Guys, leave them in the chat as well. Going with Ali, Kabak, Phillips, Robbo, Trent, standard back 5, Fabinho, Thiago, and Milner. Okay, Thiago, Milner, Jota, Salah, Firmino. So this is pretty good. This is pretty good.
Yeah.
If I had to change it, that's what I'm going with. Ian Francis agreeing with the Matip is better than Gomez. And then, okay, Gomez outshined Van Dijk this season before they got injured. Gomez was playing. Gomez was playing more games, though. I mean, Gomez.
Would he play 4 games, Van Dijk? A bit more than that.
He wasn't great. He wasn't great. I'm going to be honest.
October, wasn't he?
Look at the Villa game. Them two got destroyed at centre back. Joe Gomez got ripped apart by Villa's striker.
That entire game was just atrocious. Everyone got ripped apart. It's just horrible. It's horrible. Guys, leave your lineup predictions in the chat. So, Steve, I'm gonna modify mine because I can't see Thiago not starting again. I'm gonna put Thiago over Milner. So everything's the same. And I'm gonna put Jota, Salah, Firmino up front. Mane doesn't get the start. Thiago, Wijnaldum, Fabinho in the midfield. That's me.
I think we need Milner in there, especially because Henderson's not around.
But I get it. That's why I put him in there yesterday. He's been playing so well. But do you see Thiago sitting on the bench again?
No, that's why I would start them both.
So, Ricky, you think, yeah.
I think Klopp's trying to not prove a point. He's trying to, when we don't play well, the first name out of people's mouths is Thiago. Thiago didn't play well. Thiago ain't doing nothing. Thiago slows everything down. But I just think he is our best midfielder. Technically, he's our best midfielder. But I just think we need a leader with no Henderson, so Milner has to start. He's a warrior as well. He'll throw himself around.
Yeah.
He was killing players in the Real Madrid midfield in the first 5 minutes.
Oh my God, he was. He set the tone early.
Like he took Benzema out in 2 minutes.
Yep.
Just let Benzema know that he's there.
Yeah. That's my guy right there. James freaking Milner.
Milner has to start, and I think he scores a penalty tomorrow.
I love that, and I'm getting a James Milner jersey. I actually just decided the other day. Once the new ones drop, that's the first one I'm buying. Timeless, classic player. Because you buy a Salah or something, and then he leaves for Madrid, and you get pissed and you hate your jersey. You'll never be upset with a James Milner jersey. You can put that on for the next 100 years.
Be like, oh, Jimmy, that's right.
Kit, nice new Milner kit.
Yeah, best free transfer in history, probably. Unbelievable. All right, so Samir going with Ali, Kabak, Phillips, Trent, Robbo, Thiago, Fabinho, Milner. Okay, Jota, Bobby, Mo. Pretty standard. Do we have anyone? Okay, so Firmino gets dropped for Ian Francis. Going with Salah, Jota, Mane up front. Milner, Fabinho, Thiago. Okay, so Thiago, Milner. So Wijnaldum's getting benched for a lot of people. I can definitely see that. PJ Ladd, Ali, Trent, Kabak, Nat, Robbo, Thiago, Milner again, Jota, Bobby, Salah. Okay, so no Mane. Here we go. For me, so it's either Mane or Firmino not getting benched up front for a lot of people. Jota, Salah, Mane. So Firmino's gone. Milner, Thiago, Fabinho. Milner, Thiago, Fabinho, the more I read it, the more turned on I get. That sounds like an amazing midfield, honestly. We should probably go with that. Give Genie a rest. And then George, what's up? Same. Oh, Samikas, what?
He's in the basement with Davis.
Yeah, dude, they're like they haven't shaved in a month. These guys.
Does he even exist?
We don't know. We don't know what's going on. It's a hot take, George.
Would you play? I've got one for you.
Man, put Samikas in. You remember Samikas?
Who?
Would you play Trent in midfield soon?
No. I get he was a midfielder in the academy for the U23s. I get he was a midfielder. Trent is a right back. Trent is a right wing back. He's not going anywhere.
Listen, either way, once Virgil van Dijk comes back, this is a different team.
Yes.
Fabinho, Hendo. Look at this. Think about this. Ready? Ali, Robbo, Van Dijk, Gomez, Konate, Matip, whoever. I don't care. Trent. Midfield. Fabinho, Hendo, Thiago.
That is the dirtiest midfield, bro.
The front three doesn't even matter at that point. That's a team that's not going to let in goals.
Oh my God.
That was the plan this season until it all.
I know,
wrong.
and that I think it was perfect.
We win the league by Christmas if that's the squad.
100%.
We were 40,000 points ahead at Christmas last season. Unbelievable.
400,000 points ahead of Christmas.
God.
Dude, Van Dijk is really that good, guys.
He is just
goes out. We sustain like a level of like solid for another 6 or 8 weeks, and then finally it just like dies off.
It's remarkable how good that man is. He controls.
Get out of gear 1.
He controls everybody.
We've never even seen Gear 3. Like we've seen 2, but
yeah, I've seen 2 when he chased Adama in that Wolves game and jogged next to him. Like he literally jogged next to him and took the ball to him.
Mm-hmm.
No, that was the big one. I mean, he may have hit Gear 3, maybe in that sprint. But I mean, yeah, you're right. He's the chillest dude. Controls everything. I mean, God, I cannot wait to have this man back. Guys, I just want to thank both of you. We had a good debate, good, healthy debate today. Really appreciate you coming on, Ricky. Guys, go check out their podcast. We were over there yesterday. Great show. 1892 Reds podcast. Great guys over there. Just want to thank everyone who was in the chat leaving their thoughts. Steve, thanks for joining us as well. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, guys. Good content over here, and we love hearing your thoughts. And the best thing you can do is comment. Leave your thoughts down in the comments below, and turn on all notifications as well. Turn on all notifications. Appreciate everyone being here, Reds. Big game tomorrow. Let's walk away with the 3 points, increase our hopes of getting top 4, and I think things will be good. You guys have any closing thoughts?
Just 3 points, please. Top 4.
3 points, please, and go check out the 1892 Reds podcast, guys.
All right, Reds, appreciate everyone being here, and until next time, take care.